Now, I'm not saying you should know everything. I'm just asking, do you have an understanding of how bash scripting works?
Having difficulties
Okay, difficulties with what?
in some bash script, in bash script.
In bash script.
Yes.
Okay, so what kind of difficulty are you having? Is it in writing the script or what?
Yes, in just the script.
Okay, in
So tailor the script to
okay, so if I tell you
this thing.
to
That just
basically write a bash script that or I give you your former assignment, I get what I'm saying. The outschool basically gave you guys. That's the project on using bash script to run the master and slave. You are trying to tell me that you can't figure it out.
no, not on that particular one. Actually, I think that one was actually that one sank into my head. Well, seriously.
Okay. So the one trick, right? The one trick about everything, like I've said before, Google is your best friend. No human being can know everything. Are you getting what I'm saying? And even in cloud engineering, I would advise you not to know everything. Are you getting? Because it is not possible. You guys are just in bash scripting and you don't understand bash scripting yet. When you go to Docker or when you reach what's it called? Terraform. So how is it going to be? Right? You just need to have like the basic understanding of it. Not that you should have like you should know everything on bash scripting, right? So Julie, you said you didn't understand bash scripting. How were you able to go about your task?
That I Google.
Exactly. You are not supposed to know everything. You are supposed to use Google. That's why Google is there. Are you getting what I'm saying? You Google, if you don't understand what you Google about, you can bring it to the group, right? And we can explain it, right, to you to understand better. So it's not just about sleeping on just bash scripting now because you guys have basically started AWS. I get and AWS is way, way deep. There are a lot of services on AWS, right? It's way, way deep. And if you are still stuck in bash scripting, I don't know basically how you want to jump Ansible and AWS. I get what I'm saying. So the basic thing you need to know in bash scripting is okay. So does anybody, all those people that have been saying that they don't really understand bash scripting, do you have like a previous knowledge of JavaScript or any backend language? Because I'm sure you guys did JavaScript in the first semester.
Mm. Yeah, we did JavaScript, we did CSS, and
Exactly.
HTML.
So it's basically there's basically no really any difference. I get what I'm saying. JavaScript has for
Yes.
loops. Same thing in bash scripting. You can assign variables. Same thing in bash scripting. There's really nothing that special in it. I get what I'm saying.
Yes.
So it's just to go to Code Cloud or a Cloud Guru. For now, just leave old school. I get what I'm saying, right? I'm not trying to like bring old school down, but if it's for your own good to learn on your own, I get what I'm saying. I will advise you use the one of the best, right? Cloud platforms. Either use a Cloud Guru or use what's it called? Code Cloud, right? Those two will give you better understanding of bash scripting if you want to learn bash scripting. So that's just the all I'll see for bash scripting for now, right? So who else is supposed to present today that hasn't presented yet?
Mentor, did you get the stuff I sent on
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
group?
I've seen it.
All right.
Okay, is there any other person that's supposed to present? Because that's the main purpose of this class. Okay, Temidire, have you presented? Um, BCOLO, have you presented too? Okay, you can share your screen if you are actually in a comfortable space to explain what you have done on the task. Okay. So is there any other person? Caleb, you said you had a question. Since nobody is presenting right now, you can basically just ask. Let's see.
Okay, sorry, I was talking without unmuting the mic.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have been on this AWS. I created the first assignment, I created all the instances and
Yeah.
deleted them. But because I wanted to create a repository on GitHub, so I wanted to be screenshotting all my every step so
Okay.
that I will now document it with a markdown file and then upload it on GitHub.
Okay.
But at the end of it, I did it again today with I've screenshot everything. But I just wanted to ask a question. If possible, I think I can still maybe share my screen and ask you. Um, when I SSH, no, not even SSH now. Let me go to the instance. Can I share my screen?
Okay. Basically, what is the issue you're having first? Let me know if it's something I can explain.
Okay, the question I want to ask, okay, when I click on the public instance, there is a private IP
Okay.
on the terminal. You understand? But right in there, there is another public IPv4.
On the
So why
public
is it like
instance.
that? Even though it's a public,
Yeah.
yes, in
Yeah.
the public instance, and the one on the terminal, yeah,
So.
is using the private IPv4 address,
Oh,
not the
oh,
public
oh,
one.
oh, oh. Okay, I understand what you're trying to say. So, every
Yeah,
instance you are going to create on AWS, right, will have a
yeah,
public and a private. Even if it is a public instance, right, it will have a public and a private instance or private IP address,
okay,
right? And by default, what you're going to see on your terminal is not going to be the public IP address. It's going to be the private,
okay.
right?
That means inside AWS.
Yeah, on your terminal. Even when you try
Because
to
if
log
I'm
in.
going to SSH, yeah, because I create a private key, I create a key. So because if I want to SSH into it, the when I click connect, there is one long SSH that they will give me to
Mm-hmm.
actually paste so that I will SSH into
Yeah,
the instance.
yeah.
It has that public address.
Yes, so when you're trying to log in, you can't basically log into a public instance with a private IP address. I get what I'm saying. You can only use the public IP address to log
Okay.
in into a public instance. That's why when you create a private instance, you can't log into it because it does not have a public IP address. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. That's why
Okay.
when we created that
I
private,
understand.
that's why we created that private IP address, we had to use the public what's it called, instance, right? You have to use the public instance,
Subnet.
then log in
Yeah.
into the private instance from the public instance because they're in the same subnet. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's just the
Yes.
way it works.
Okay. So second question. I tried to use my, on the LMS,
Okay,
the video that Ango used. He
okay,
actually, when he went into his own Linux machine, I want to SSH into it. He used everything. I followed every example. But you see, when he CD into Vagrant,
okay.
he will now be able to do ls-al and see his vagrant file and vagrant and see his vagrant file. But
Yeah.
when I cd, I'm only seeing dot and dot dot. I'm not seeing those vagrant file and
Okay.
dot vagrant.
So how did you spin up your Vagrant machine? Did you use Vagrant up?
Yes, I did vagrant up,
You did Vagrant
and
up.
then I now vagrant ssh. Yes. Then I now will enter into the root. But it's still not given me when I CD into Vagrant. It's not given, even though he uses focal, I'm using Trusty 64. Maybe I don't know, maybe that's where the problem is coming from.
Okay. So I haven't tried the Ubuntu machine that you're using, right? But if you did Vagrant up, the only time you are not going to be able to see the Vagrant file, right? Or files in that particular directory where your Vagrant file is, right? The only time you're not going to see it is when you try to run Vagrant through VMbox, right? You try to start it through VMbox. That's the only time you're not going to see it. But once you do Vagrant up, right? And you log in into the Vagrant machine and you cd into /Vagrant, you are going to definitely see your Vagrant file present there and every other file with it.
Okay. See what I did.
Okay?
I actually opened my Vagrant box, but the thing is that I did not spin it. I did not run it from the Vagrant box. I actually spin it from the VS Code. I did Vagrant up and Vagrant SSH.
From VS Code, try using Git Bash.
Yes. Okay. I think these are my questions for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since there's nobody to present, for those that don't really understand bash scripting, I would advise you go because the best way you can actually learn is by yourself, honestly. All the learning that you are getting from old school in the next one year or so, if you don't keep practicing, everything is just going to just leave your head. Are you getting what I'm saying? So it's just by learning on your own, right? Learn it, write it down, get a sheet of paper or a book, right? Write it down the way you understand it. Are you getting what I'm saying? Write
And
it down
sir,
the way you understand. Yeah.
sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. If I will come in to try to help them, if they are listening to me, Chat
Okay.
GPT is your best friend. Some of the things I
Another.
learned in scripting today was because I just learned to copy the question, paste it on Chat GPT, and it will produce the thing for me. So I will now use it to learn and then copy it up, take it to VS Code, and try to run it. If I encounter any problem, I try to decipher what is the problem. That's how I've been learning how to write by scripting. I don't know if that will help somebody. I don't know.
Exactly. Another way you can also learn too is through chat GPT. I get what I'm saying. If there are certain things you don't understand, you can go to, because is the thing is, the idea with all this, right? The reason why I'm giving you guys or pushing you guys to always go to Google before you come to me is to build the mindset, right? That you can basically solve a problem on your own. I get what I'm saying. Because now if you land a job, I get to me, or you get an internship from our school and they give you work to do at your workplace, will you come and meet me to help you do the work? That's good. That's the truth
No,
now. Will you come and meet me to help you do the work? No, right? It won't even make any sense. I get what I'm saying, because there's some information that you're not supposed to share with anybody outside. Some companies basically do it. There's some information you're not supposed to share with anybody outside the company. And you sharing your work with me, so on a maybe long, or if you basically look at it, you might actually lose that job. So the idea is basically to find how you see solution to things, right? Either you are using ChatGPT or you are basically on Google. I get what I'm saying. Everything you're looking for is on Google. That's just the funny thing. Everything you're looking for is on Google. So if you go to Google, you search for a particular thing, you will definitely see it. Or even if though you don't see it, you will see something relating to it. And that's the main reason why you need to first understand the topic that you want to really research on. I get what I'm saying. For those that don't really understand bash scripting, you go to Code Cloud or go to A Cloud Guru. Understand bash scripting. The most important thing is to understand it, right? Not to know every single command. That's just the thing. Understand what it can do. Okay, in bash scripting, I can do for loops. I get what I'm saying. I can do while loops, right? I can also do what was the last one? Is it there's one other last loop, right? So you can understand that all these things are possible. I get what I'm saying. At the moment right now, you might not know how to do it, but you know it is possible. So anytime you get a task that comes up, I'm like, okay, do this using a for loop, or even if they don't even tell you what to use, you automatically know, because you know that using a for loop is possible and it can do this. You know that it's a for loop. You go to Google, you search for how to use a for loop to run so and so. You will see the solutions to that thing. I get what I'm saying. Sometimes you might not see the solution. At 90% of the time, you might not see the direct solution. But you can make some changes to it, right? That will basically fit your need. So that's the basic idea of everything. So I don't know. For those that don't really understand bash scripting, I really advise that you really start learning how to go about it, right? Because if you are thinking that I will basically have a class to like teach you bash scripting, right? When I've provided you with enough knowledge, right, out there for you to be able to learn bash scripting, then you are wrong. That's just it. So the best advice is just to learn it. You still have time tomorrow, because Thursday we are going to be looking at Ansible. We're going to be
You said
looking
you're gonna
into.
send me some. You said you're gonna
Yeah,
send
yeah,
me
yeah.
some stuff.
I'm going to send it to you again. Yeah.
All right.
So Thursday we're
Thank
going to be looking at Ansible, explaining everything on Ansible, and also the same thing. You guys are going to be taking a task on Ansible. Are you getting what I'm saying? So that's just it. Then after Ansible, we'll basically move into AWS, right? Because this third semester, like I've said before, is going to be bloody. Are you getting what I'm saying? Because the way most of you are moving, you don't really understand bash scripting. Like, are you serious? When you reach Kubernetes, what will you now do? Okay. So since
Come on.
nobody,
We go on. Now.
that's the thing now. You run it. That's the funny thing. There's no how, no how. You will still find a way to get it done. So far as you want that certification and you want an internship, are you getting what I'm saying? So since there's nobody presenting, I will basically say this is the end of today's class, right? We will see again on Thursday, where I will be giving you guys a basic explanation of Ansible. And before you join Thursday's class, please get one or two knowledge of Ansible. I get what I'm saying. Just learn one or two things on Ansible, right? Either from Code Cloud or from a cloud group, right? Just learn one or two things from Ansible before you join Thursday's class, right? So with that, this is the end of this class. See you guys on Thursday. And for
Please,
those,
the cloud guru boss.
yeah, I'll send it to you. I'll
Can you
send
share the
everything to
link
you.
with
I'll
us?
send everything to you.
Okay. Okay.
And for those that have not actually submitted, you can still do the bash scripting task, your bash scripting task, and send it to the group, right? And you can basically use a voice note explaining, or you can do exactly what Femi did, right? He sent a video explaining everything, right? So you can download OBS Studio on your laptop, right? You do a screen recorder and you can explain everything, or you can also send a voice note explaining everything, your whole work, exactly what you did. So with that, that's going to be the end of this class. Is there any new assignments that our school dropped lately, or any new
No, not yet. There was no class. You promised you were going to give us a link to Udemy to actually
yeah.
study something like.
Nobody actually reminded me, right? So I'm going to be posting
So
it
I'm
again.
reminding you, sir. Sorry for
Yeah,
reminding you late. But I've been waiting for that link actually.
yeah, I'm going to be dropping it right now.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
And please, this link, do not share it outside this group, right? Because the link itself is
All right.
not going to be basically available by next year again. So it's just for this year. Whatever it is you are doing, you can learn the AWS this year. Okay.
Mentor, did you say that the stuff, the code cloud and a cloud won't be available next year?
No. The Udemy link account that I'm
No,
giving
it's the Udemy
is not
link.
going to be available next
Okay.
year.
Mm.
So if you are learning AWS, there is a whole AWS course that explains everything about AWS in a way you understand. It is very easy to go through, right? And it's very explainable, right? So you can go through
Mentor,
it.
this sorry now. Sorry to interrupt. This
Yeah.
Udemy link now, is it that for every you've paid for any of those tutor to check
Yeah,
whatever they have to
you don't need
teach?
to you don't need to pay anything, right? So you can go
Wow.
to the My Learning section. There are over about 2,500 courses or so, 1,500 courses in that Udemy account. But the one you are basically focusing on is the AWS learning part, right? And when you are done with it, you can basically answer some exam questions to see that you have a better understanding on it, right? So that's basically what I advise you guys to do.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome. So with that said, that's basically going to be the end of this class. For those that were not able to join earlier, the recording will be available. Okay. So good night. Or is there any other question?
All right.
Does
Thank you so
anybody
much.
have any other question?
Yeah.
Um, not on my side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Since
Judy.
there are no questions, good night, everybody.
Mr. Dedeji. Good night, mentor.